Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Hey, man, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me, and I sure do appreciate that, man. Welcome back. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, yeah. You're back with your boy, A.K. Harrison, in the OTR studios. I am your host, A.K. Harrison. You can also catch me at the blog spot at bigmoneytrucker.com. That's where I'll be writing all type of news stories and blog spots, and I'll be presenting podcasts just like this right here. Go ahead on over there, check it out, man. Subscribe, follow your boy, help your boy out, help get this message out, help a dream. I have $1 in a dream, or lint in my pocket in a dream, but I need your help, man. Subscribe. Let's see. We're still talking about consumerism, capitalism, and feminism. We're talking about how the trucking industry is changing over from all men to a more women entering into the workforce. Uh, More specifically, the trucking industry. Okay. The trucking industry started off as a white male profession, right? And then we had World War, right? And then the men went to work, and then the women came into the workplace, and then they had to fill those jobs. And then once the World War was over, the men came home and the women stayed at work. And then another World War came, and the women went. More women came into the workplace, right? As the men went out to war, and when the war was over, the men came home and the women stayed at work. The ones that wanted to work, right? Fast forward, okay? Women are, they have the rights to work, because back in the day, they didn't necessarily have the right to own things. They couldn't own a house. They couldn't own a bank account, right? That's why it was almost a death sentence if they did not get married. If a woman did not get married back in the day, man, she had to be under the covering of her father. She was something like, uh, what's the word I want to say? Property. She was almost property in a sense, right? Or almost like a child, right? She didn't have any rights. She couldn't own a house. She couldn't own property. She couldn't open up a bank account. All of the essential things that would make a person go from the poor class to middle class, upper middle class, and so forth, right? She could have cash. She could have a job, but she couldn't stack her money up. She couldn't really do any big business, okay? And then women fought for their rights. Women fought for their rights. Men helped put them in a place to fight for their rights, okay? They started loosening up laws for them. Okay? Now you can own property. Now you can own a bank account. Now you can go to work. And now you don't necessarily have to be under the protection and under the umbrella of a man. You don't necessarily need a man to be outside alone. You don't need a man to go out and purchase a car. You don't need a man to go and purchase a home. You can do all of that by yourself. Shout out to the men who made that happen. Shout out to the women who also seek the empowerment of other women. And this movement was called feminism, okay? The upward mobility of women, which is a great thing because women get to exercise many of the same rights that men have, okay, and have been having, right? And, they can purchase homes, and they can purchase cars, and they can purchase businesses and property and other things, right? open checking accounts and business accounts, right? All of the things that made men great throughout the history of this country right here, women are experiencing some of those same things, and they are still continuing to pursue those things and work towards even more empowerment, right? In comes the play of capitalism. So with them um gaining access to bank accounts and things to purchase and property, now they can really do some business and gain capital. They can set up shop in the marketplace. Capitalism, they can exercise their right in the marketplace and say, hey, I have something of value, let's do business. There's commerce. They can be a part of the economic fabric in the community. They're exercising capitalism. They're going to work. They're working harder. And they're having kids. And they're having kids at the same time, right? So they're still having kids. They're still fulfilling the duty of a woman and a wife, right? They're having kids all while trying to have a family. And then it hit them like, you know what? I don't have enough time for myself. You know, it's been reported that women do suffer through bouts of depression. You know, sometimes when they're with their kids and they're trying to be the best mother that they can, but then they probably hit them over the head like, you know what? I'm not necessarily the motherly type. Sure, it's my God-given ability to have kids, but I'm more suited to be a boss chick. I'm more suited to be out there in the workforce. I'm more suited to be willing and dealing with the men. Hell, my grandma said that I was a tomboy growing up. Being a tomboy is a thing. So women just don't stop being tomboys as they get older. They don't. They don't. They can be a woman and compete with the men at the same time still. Go into the military, go into business, purchase more property, purchase homes, talk to people, get into sales, accumulate things, accumulate capital, things that make men great. They want to pursue those things. And in the pursuit of capitalism, they turn into consumers. They create more consumers. Okay? So now we have consumers and consumerism. And there is this joke by Chris Rock back in the day, man. He said that women be shopping, baby. Women be shopping, and they do. It is a known fact that women, they spend more money than men. It is funny that men make more money than women, but they save more money than women, and women essentially spend more money than men. You know, advertisers, they kind of got this thing. They got it down to a science to where they can make women feel as if they have to spend money. Spend money on clothes, spend money on your looks. I need more hair to go on top of my hair. I need to get my lashes right. I need to get my face right. I need to get these new shoes. I need to get new clothes. I need to get, a bigger butt, a smaller butt. Bigger lips, smaller lips. Bigger breast, smaller breast. Cut this, cut that. Tuck this, tuck that. Women have become consumers on top of being capitalist. Shout out to the capitalist turned consumers. And in the midst of being capitalists and consumers, they lost time to have kids and raise a family. Uh, Here we go, right here. So you have women who are delaying having families because they're too busy trying to be the best woman or best person that they can be. Women from the age of 15 to 35, they're putting off families. They're putting off the baby making. They're waiting until they're more mature, have a little more capital, a little more something to offer to the kids other than just the presence of a mom. Which is smart. You can't blame them. You know, stats say that you need over $200,000 to raise a kid from birth to high school. $200,000. And I'm just going to assume that that means that this kid get the best of everything: good education, good clothes, roof over their head, stuff like that. Not kids that's raised on Section 8, because we already know that, you know, kids that's raised in Section 8, they don't get $200K a year, right? I mean, $200K out the lifetime. They're lucky if they can see $2K, okay? Shout out to all the kids living in Section 8. You're getting it from the struggle, out the muscle. And women are making the choice to avoid Section 8. And if they do live in Section 8, they're choosing not to raise babies in Section 8 living. Shout out to smart women. Shout out to the selfish women who are being selfish with themselves and like, hey, I'm enjoying me. I am too busy enjoying me that I just don't have time to share it with another little person. Shout out to the women who acknowledge that and can see that. That is a beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. So women are exercising their right to have kids, not have kids. And I was just talking with a friend earlier today, right? We were just talking and she said, she beat me to it. We was like, yeah, man, for the first time, you know, women, she's like, women got the chance to, for the first time, to say they don't give a fuck. Shout out to her, man. Let me give her an air horn. Women, for the first time in history, have a voice to say, no, I don't give a fuck about that. No. That is a wonderful, wonderful concept, because men have been making that choice since the inception of this country. They have. Men have been dealt with the option, or if they want to be around or not be around, if they want to have a family or not have a family. If they have a family, they could be a part-time dad. Women say that. A lot of women are saying it. We have yet to really come with a firm rebuttal to put that to rest. So we're just going to go ahead and accept that. That is a part of reality. Sometimes men go to the grocery store and they never come back. Sometimes men go get a pack of cigarettes and they never come back. That's a reality. And with those stories being told, being passed down from generation to generation, from state to state, city to city, neighborhood to neighborhood, women are getting online and they're saying, nah, that's not going to be me. Nope, I am not going through that. I am not having a kid with somebody who is not committed as I am. shout out to feminism. My choice. So, I do have some more TikToks pulled up to express and see what these women are talking about moving forward, man. Some of their ideas, and we're going to see if we can get a good gauge on what these women, how women really feel. But first, I want to, do I want to watch this video called Consumerism? Nah, let's go and get into TikTok, man. Yeah, let's go and get into TikTok. All right. So, first video up. Let's go ahead and get into TikTok. Yeah, there we go. And this is a content creator. This is a 6-minute video. She's talking that talk, and we're going to listen to her. And she's wonderful. I love her hair, too. She got a natural hair. Shout out to all the natural hair. Doing it real big, man. Let's go and check this thing out, though. Let's see. It's going to get worse. They're so expensive. Here we go. In honor of the birth rate declining, I would like to share 10 reasons why you should not have kids. This video is for child-free people. Parents, you should skip this one because it may put you in a bad space. I'm giving you a sec. Go ahead and skip. It's just for child-free people. I don't want to put you in a bad headspace, okay? Okay, here we go. One, they are very expensive. If you love money and you are already struggling to make money, don't have a kid. It's going to be worse. It's going to get worse. They're so expensive. Have you seen how much childcare costs? Diapers, food, not to mention medical costs. What's wrong with your baby? Enough said. Number 2. All right, like I just said, man, 200,000 from birth to graduation, 200K, and that number is rising. 200K and rising. That's just raising the kid. What about your expenses? Woo. All right, let's go ahead and finish watching this video. You might get jealous of your baby. A lot of people talk about this, but a lot of people are jealous of their child. The jealousy can come in the fact that if you do have a partner, which we all hope you do, it's great because it does take a village to raise a child. If you have a partner, that partner will put that baby before you, and you may feel a type of way about it in some instances. You may feel weird that they care more about the baby than you. Also, too, a lot of people get jealous of their children if they get opportunities they didn't have. All right, now that is definitely true. I had spoke on a situation last night where I know this mom, she's jealous of her sons because the fathers took to the boys more than her, you know. She was like, she felt like the dad treated the sons more like a wife, more than a wife than her, and you know, I couldn't understand that. It was just basically, you know, the dad just really enjoys spending time with the sons, you know, spending more time with the sons than necessarily the wife, and the wife just couldn't understand that. And the relationship with the mom and the boys really did play a it really hindered moving forward as the boys got older, right? They turned into grown men and barely talked to the mom, and the mom barely talked to them. And there are a bunch of I wouldn't say regrets, but a bunch of just undealt with trauma, unnecessary trauma, right? Where I think a conversation could be had. And sometimes people just aren't mature enough to have even in their old age, they're just not mature to have certain conversations. They just don't have the words. They don't have the mental capacity. They just don't have the emotional maturity to get there and come to a real solution. A mother with the son, a mother, a mother versus sons. Man, that is crazy. So that's a real thing. Right, and that's the thing too, right? When women go through the process of getting pregnant, you got some skin that stretches out on the belly. You know, they get the stretch marks right there on their stomach. Sometimes they gain weight. They're not able to lose the weight from gaining weight, right? The breast doesn't sit up as perky as they used to, especially the older that you wait in life to have a kid naturally. You just don't bounce back like you did when you were younger. It's just like, breaking a bone, while you're young, right? Your bones can heal quicker, right? Versus you breaking a bone when you're in your 60s, it's going to take you forever to heal. You're going to be in a cast forever, you know? Versus, just having gristle and you just bounce back. But body parts, they sometimes don't bounce back. And women are like, nope, I am not dealing with that. I would rather not deal with that. There are a lot of things that I'm going to put up with. But that is a no no. I got to air horn that. Shout out to the non tampon wearers. Checking out, taking time off for yourself, which is necessary, right? But whenever you're a mom, you're not able to do that. You're not able to take time off for yourself. You're always on go mode. Mom, 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 mom. Man, I want I want to know, right? Like I have a question for single moms. How many times in your toddler years, right? The toddler years, do you hear the word mom, mommy, or some type of variation of that called throughout the day? Or let's just say during 1 hour. How many times? Mommy, mommy. I would like to know. No time off. Because you got to respond. Or maybe not. I don't know. But a good mom, she would respond, though.
Some people are one and done. You have it, and then now that child has children. Okay. The worst thing for me when I think about being a grandparent is the fact that if my child's partner passes away, okay, now I gotta be a parent. They're all coming back to my house. I thought I was an empty nester, and now.
You know, I have a friend, her son had a kid, right? And then her son had ended up passed away tragically. And she's a young grandma. She was like in the late 30s, man, as a grandma. Like, wow. Like, that's a thing. Like, grandma is 39. One run. Nana is 39. Man, like that's a thing too. That is a thing. And some women are like, nope, I'm not doing that. Nope.
Now I got baby kids running around screaming again. I'll be a terrible grandparent, just letting you know right now. And that ties into number 6. Is kind of related.
Okay.
You could become a single parent at any moment. Um, some people start off as single parents. That's totally fine. But if you are partnered and you have a partner or a spouse, that person unfortunately could pass away at any moment.
That's true.
From a random fucking heart attack.
That is true.
Embolism. Was that called a brain embolism? Aneurysm? Aneurysm. That's what the word is. Aneurysm.
Embolism.
And then you be a single parent. And that part really scared the shit out of me. Is the fact that you could become a single parent at any moment in time. I mean, think about it. Maybe you fucking hate your partner. Your partner's the fucking worst partner you could think of.
Jesus.
And now you want to get divorced. Now you're a single parent. And
Sheesh.
seems really hard. Shout out to all single parents. Y'all, I give you prayers sent to you right now.
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the single parents.
They are not guaranteed to take care of you when you get older.
This is true.
People, you may have kids and then they may fucking hate you. They're probably gonna fucking hate you. And if they hate you, why would they take care of you? Also, too, we are all assuming that these kids are gonna make money. What if that child decides they don't want to make any money? And they want to live under you their whole entire life? Who's gonna take care of you then? Who's gonna take care of both of y'all? And then also, too, in that same breath, unfortunately, what if that child dies? Are you gonna keep having more, hoping they're gonna take care of you? A child is not a retirement plan. Have your own retirement plan. Have your own money, because then now you're taking money out.
I don't think women are doing that per se. Maybe that's a thing. I haven't seen it yet. But if y'all are, don't do that. Not just for the sake of having kids, so they can take care of you when you get older. Those days are done. Back in the day when men and women used to own land and they used to own farms, they used to have kids so the kids could take care of the farms. Somebody gotta milk those cows and get those chickens and get those eggs. Somebody gotta till the land. And learn the ways of the family. But not anymore. Not anymore. We are raised in some city slickers, and we are raised in the concrete jungle, and yeah, we're gaining capital. We're learning how to be consumers. Next up.
Out of the mouths of that child's children or that child's life. Have your own retirement. Number 8, this one's crazy, but they could unalive you. They could. It happens. It's not a 0% chance. A lot of children unalive their parents. That is terrifying, and it could be an accident. Number 9, they either eat too much, eat too.
That's wild.
Too picky, and I ain't got time for that. Okay, I'm already eat too much, too little, or I'm already too picky, so I can't be dealing with 2 people in the household doing the same thing.
Okay.
I'm not fighting over here and make you sit at the table for 6 hours just to eat one piece of broccoli. Get the fuck out of here. Then lastly, number 10, they're nasty. Kids are disgusting. They're sticky. They
Kids will be kids. There is a stat out there somewhere that kids carry more germs than anything else because they grab and touch all over everything and they put everything in their mouths. Ooh. They be running around with the snotty nose and they be putting the licking the snot from their top lip. They be licking the snot from their top lip. They be trying to make their tongue touch their nose and get the snot out. Still eat boogers. They pluck their boogers and dig in their nose and eat the booger. Nice little crunchy, salty booger too. And y'all be wanting to get sugar from those kids, man. Yeah. And modern women are like, nah, I don't want to get no sugar from a snotty nosed kid. I don't want to hug on the sticky hand, booger nose, germ infested kid. Women are like, nope, nope, nope. These modern women say no.
constantly got drool everywhere. They constantly shitting on themselves. They pick up germs like it ain't nobody's business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they will eat their boogers. And they scratch their booty holes.
Look, I ain't even knew she was gonna say that. Look at us, man. Let's go.
Nasty. If you enjoyed this video, please like and y'all would never convince me that
She is. All right, the caption on this video right here: "Child free by choice is a flex." Let's go.
not having kids is not a flex. Y'all would never convince me that not having kids is not a flex. Okay? We see it. We see a lot of y'all poor decisions.
Ooh.
Because a lot of y'all have kids that ain't got no business having kids.
Oops. All right. I wonder if she's going to go into detail about who aren't supposed to have kids. Let's see.
We see that. Okay?
Come on.
So I need y'all to stop being able to.
Man, she didn't. So let's do this, right? I wonder the people who aren't supposed to have kids, the ones who aren't financially secure to have kids. I wonder would she go that route? Okay, maybe the parents who aren't quite mentally ready, emotionally ready to have kids. They don't have their kids in the most ideal situation, where there is multiple parents, if you will, in the home, multiple adults in the home, right? Maybe grandma, maybe a mama, maybe a father too, right? Multiple adults in the home, multiple adults in the home, not just mom and dad, but shoot, they have a grandma there too, right? Grandpa there too. Shoot. It takes a village. Where somebody is lacking in whatever area it is, like emotions or financial, somebody else could pick up the slack. That's right there in the home. And if that person's out, somebody else, it takes a village, man. Let's go.
Get up and go as you like.
Man, it takes a village.
Being able to spend your money on what you want to spend it on is a flex.
Woo, woo. Consumerism. Here we go. Spend that money on acrylic nails. Let's put a nice little yaki weave in the hair. She got a makeup there. She got some jewelry on. I wonder if she got contacts on. But she looked great though. Eyebrows did too, man. Consumerism, and you wouldn't be able to do that, right? If you had kids, because if she's making, let's just say the average, 50K a year, she can spend every dime on her, and it's all good, man. Shout out. To What's up?
Being able to have your house be intact and do nice things without having to worry about stains all over and smell all over is a flex.
Boy, these women are really doubling down on the idea that kids are nasty. Good Lord.
Being able to have discernment to control your womb and not give it to any and everybody, and for the men being able to have dick discipline and not just nutting up in everything with a pulse is a flex.
Mama, you better say that.
Being able to plan your life out and execute it flawlessly without any disruption of 9 months is a flex. A lot of y'all poor decisions be beating the hell out of y'all nowadays. Y'all would never convince me that not having kids, especially if you chose to not have kids, that is a flex. If you operate with discipline, that is a flex. Y'all would never convince me.
Boy, she smoked that. And what she really did double down on, and really the point that she drove home, is discipline. Women are being disciplined. They are being more strategic about what they want to do and how they want to live their life, man. They don't have to live life like their moms and grandmas and great grandparents, man. Like, no. We are consumers, right? We are consumers, and we are exercising our right to spend our money and our time the way that we see fit. And that's a flex. I ain't mad at that.
For the life of me, can somebody please tell me how I can stop ending up on the side of TikTok with women who hate men? I just saw an entire video of a woman talking about women not wanting men anymore. And then the little search at the bottom was women not wanting families. Who? I'm going to tell y'all why this world that we live in is evil.
Come on.
Not the person who made the video, but society, how it's overall under the manipulation of very strong demonic spirits. People are supposed to have families. We were not made to live alone. We were made as human beings for dependency. A woman should want to be with a man. And the proof that you want to be with a man is that you keep sleeping with him. There's an entire group of women who say, oh, we don't need men, we don't want men, I ain't my grandma, I ain't my great grandma, I don't need no man taking care of me, da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool and all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a wife, I don't want to have kids. Okay, that's cool and all. If you don't want to be a wife and you don't want to have children, stop doing that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you to stop doing that one thing because maybe you have a call of abstinence over your life. Maybe you thrive more in purpose if you are not married to another person. But if you have no intentions on being married, having a family, being with a man, you should not have any sexual relations with one either. And the majority of women...
Boy, hold on. Yeah, she smoked that, man. I'm gonna say this, man. A lot of the music that we listen to, that we put into our airwaves, if you will, it is laced with debauchery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just listening to Sexy Red today. I was just scrolling through Sexy Red because I was listening to Project Pat, right? And then I was like, man, the song just ba ba da da ba da bow 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 came up into my head, so I put on Sexy Red, man, and the song is just so funny and it's so uh outrageous. It is the song. Her songs are ridiculous, right? But it's entertaining, right? And I'm old enough to know that, hey, that's just entertainment. It's here for a good laugh. But those who are younger than me, the women who really listen to this and they live their life by those lyrics, like that is their Bible. That is their Bible. That is their wake up song. Boy, you know this ass super fat. Hump me good, I'm throwing that shit back. I'm his favorite hoe. And I was listening to the ad libs, man. What she's saying in the background, dog. It's hard to be disciplined when you're listening to music like that. Hell, you ain't even got to be listening to it. It is hard to be disciplined when they are keeping songs like that in heavy rotation everywhere you go. Like that's popular music. Like that's popular music. Vulgar music is popular. Like that is crazy. And women gotta fight that off somehow. Men gotta fight that off somehow. Whew. God bless y'all young folk.
Be on that side of the internet in the comments saying yada yada. That's not your reality. This narrative of women no longer needing men is not okay. In the video, she was saying because we no longer need men because now us as women, we're the head of household. That's not okay. Now it's very sad that in a society that we
I'm gonna pause her right there when she said that's not okay. If she deep dives and say like why that's not okay, that'll be fly. Um, I would like to know why she says that's not okay, especially when women have fought for the right to be head of household, to be in a house by themselves, to be, single and sensational, a single mom and on her job, and if she choose to have a babysitter, at home nanny, right? That's her choice, right? And but I would like to hear her reasoning as to why women being by themselves, head of household, why is that a bad idea? I would like to know.
in modern day, a lot of women have been manipulated, taken advantage of, all of these other things, and put in position to where they had to raise families by themselves.
That's true.
But that should not be the normal. Too many of y'all parents then got
I
left
agree.
by y'all daddy that y'all think that it's normal. A woman is not supposed to be the head of a household. It's out of order. Now, as a woman, you could be single.
Okay. Sound like she's talking some Christian values, if you will.
You can live your life strictly dedicated to you and God. But if you have a household, meaning other people in it, should I even say more?
Shout out to her, man. And this is what I think too, or Christian values are getting put on the back burner, if you will, right? Like this is still a Christian, predominantly society. However, we are like moving past that. We really are.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro.
My legacy is me. My legacy is not my kids. My legacy is
Man, I was talking to another young lady, right? And we were talking about her legacy, right? And her kids. And she was like, that's not my legacy. The kids are the man's legacy. And that shit blew my damn mind. So women do think that the kids aren't their legacy, right? That the legacy belongs, the kids are attached to the man, not the woman. That that blew my mind. Oh no. Hold up.
having kids. I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like,
My
but
legacy
that,
is me. My legacy is not my kids. My legacy is me. My legacy is my show. My legacy is Amani. My legacy is not my kids because average people will be like, oh, I want a legacy, but you're average. You live like a peasant. So what is your legacy? Let's say that you are.
Damn, she hard. Live as a peasant. Damn. If you ain't rich, you a peasant. Sheesh.
Above average. You're a millionaire. You're brilliant. You made all these contributions.
If you're not a millionaire, if you make $500,000 a year, you are a peasant. Good God, man. It's hard out here.
To society, your kid could come out to be a crackhead. Your kids could come out to be a school shooter, and that's the legacy. That's your legacy. I don't think that legacies people even really know what they mean, because your legacy starts with you. And if you
Hmm.
don't have a legacy in your name, your kids ain't got shit to do with your legacy.
Hmm.
People think that a legacy is just having kids. No, your legacy is what you set your kids up for. And a lot of people don't got two fucking pennies to rub together, but want to have kids and a legacy. What fucking legacy do you have? A legacy of debt? You are an everyday average citizen, sir.
so you consider,
Act like it.
that's so fucking selfish, bro. So
No,
selfish.
actually, it's
so
selfish to have kids because you think that you're so great that you're gonna pass on something great to your kids, to the world. You're not that great.
Ooh. She is pessimistic. However, a lot of women are pessimistic, right? A lot of women have that sentiment like, yo, those kids, that's not my legacy. That's your legacy as a man. Sheesh.
Have escaped 80% of life's problems by not having children.
Oh, here go homegirl again, man, in the truck. Looking like Erica Badu. She got her hair wrapped up. This the chick with the natural hair too. Natural hair. And she's sitting Indian style. She don't have on. She looks very, very comfortable in that truck. Which, let's take a small chronic break right here, man. Kind of switch it up. She looks comfortable at work. Like she's at work. Cause she still has the headset in her ear. If you can see that, that is a headset. Okay, let me see if I can. Nah, it doesn't go. That is a headset in her ear, man. But she looks comfortable, man. Look like she got on yoga pants or something. You know what I'm saying? Hair wrapped up. She got on the trucker headset, the futuristic joint. She's cool. Let's go.
Have escaped 80% of life's problems.
Hey, y'all can be comfortable in y'all trucks too. You sure can. You really can. You could be comfortable in your truck if you thinking about a career in trucking. And she's in a day cab too. She's not even in an OTR truck, man. She's in a day cab and she looks mad comfortable. Shout out to her. Shout out to her, man. All right, let's go.
By not having children.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a video about this on my YouTube channel last year, and it was my most viewed video to date, where I talk about how the only thing that I have to worry about when I wake up in the morning is, do I want coffee or tea? And there's no legitimate reason under the sun for me to ever change that. A lot of people don't have a deep understanding that for many of us child-free women, the decision to be child-free really just comes from not wanting to make our lives harder than it has to be. Because it's like,
Boom. Boom. Just we already done hit the stat, man. 200,000. Okay? 200K You could say that's roughly 10 grand a year. 10 grand a year. And women are choosing not to. That 10 grand is a car. That 10 grand is a couple of trips throughout the year. That 10 grand is some clothes. That 10 grand is something other than going towards somebody else. Mm.
Would I do that, right? I talked about how I don't have to worry about stuff. And then if I had kids, I would
Let's
have
go.
to worry about a bunch of things,
Yeah.
like overnight. If I, right now in my life, I no longer have to live paycheck to paycheck. Now, I'm not bragging or anything like that, but I know what it's.
Man, shout out to trucking. Let's go. Look at here, man. If you're looking for a career in trucking, you need to holler at your boy, man. Look, if you're thinking about getting your CDL and you need you a good starter company, if you need to go ahead and get your CDL, if you are looking to switch careers, if you are looking to switch careers going from whatever it is that you were doing, retail, fast food, nursing, whatever the case may be, and you want to get you a career that's going to go ahead and you're not living paycheck to paycheck, man, a career where you're not living paycheck to paycheck. She just said it out her mouth, dog. And she's in a day cab. She's in a day cab. What that means is that she gets to go home every night. Every night she's sleeping in her bed. Somebody sleeping in her bed? Yep, that's her. She's sleeping in her own bed, bro. God, dog. And she's not living paycheck to paycheck. And she don't look like she's stressing about nothing. She got her fronts all the way up. She looks fantastic, man. She's talking about being childless, but man, she just dropped the bomb on it. Like, you know what? I'm in this truck too, and I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I am stress free. Get you a stress free career. Get your CDL. Holla at me. Hey, I got some more content about trucking too. Holla at me. Holla at me. Holla at me.
To live paycheck to paycheck because I used to live like that a long time ago. And now I don't have to. Like, I
Talk
even
that
have
talk.
things on auto pay now. Because we always joke about, you know, you made it if you got things on auto pay. Like, just take it out of this account. You know what I mean? I have stuff like literally coming out of this account on auto pay. Like, every week, every month, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I literally would go right back to living paycheck to paycheck again and struggling again if I had children. And I have no intentions on doing that.
Now I don't know about that. I don't know if the child would necessarily make you go living paycheck to paycheck. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one now. When you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, don't just throw the kids all the way up under the bus like that. Nah, golly. You know, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're not living paycheck to paycheck now, uh, sure, a kid will be a extra expense. You know, we can, you know, 900 $900 per month. Yeah, but you got a CDL. You'll figure that thing out, man. What we talking about? You got a CDL. What we talking about? Shit, and you gonna have a husband or not?
Don't understand why that's hard for people to get. It's almost like people want you to be miserable with them because they're miserable. Because it's like, what part of I'm comfortable and I don't want to change that do people not get?
It's a
And
group
if you're
thing.
pretending to not get it, I'm thinking it is because you're miserable and you're upset that other people won't be joining you in your misery. I I never have to know what it's like to have a kid unalived in a school, pew pewing, or to be bullied or harassed or unalived in
Boy, she cooking.
any way, assaulted in any way. Like I'm never going to have to experience that. I don't want to experience these things. You know.
Man, there was a post that had went viral on my timeline today. It was a post with a mother confronting a child in Jacksonville in the apartments. And the woman, she had to be no older than, I'm gonna say 22, 23, right? Because she out there in the projects. And the kid she had confronted had to be no older than maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe tops, right? And she confronted the kid because the kid had called her kid ugly. And she was like, she had gave a real scolding to that kid. And I wonder if I can pull that up right quick, man, because it was just crazy, dog. How what she said, she was like, I can beat you up or and I can stab you or something to the kid, right? And the comments that came under that and after that was like so shocking and in disbelief that there's a woman that would confront a kid for cracking jokes on her kid, right? Like parents are overprotective like that. Parents are overprotective, like, yo, don't mess with my kid. And then other people was taking the stance and verses for the other kid, like, yo, don't talk to a kid like that. I wish I was there and I would protect the other kid like that. But then there's this school of thought right here. There's this idea from this young lady right here. She's like, you know what? I don't have to deal with none of that. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with choosing peace. Ain't nothing wrong with choosing peace.
A lot of times you guys think that going through things builds character. And I'm like, maybe it does in some ways, depending on what it is and who it is. But I don't want to go through my kids being harmed and unalived to build my character. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go through homelessness to build my character. I don't want to.
Come on now. Homelessness? Homelessness? God damn. But they blaming everything on the kids, man. Let's go. Homelessness. Jesus.
Something that I've worked hard for. I don't want to go back to living paycheck to paycheck to build my character. I would rather build my character by reading books, by learning about different cultures and learning about people and studying human psychology and studying plants and animals and whatever. You know what I mean? Studying the universe in which we live in, right? I would rather build my character by getting out and helping to volunteer at soup kitchens and stuff. Like that is how I build my character. And I don't associate struggle with building character, especially if it's something that you can avoid. I am not about to get up every day and make my life a living hell just because people think that's what makes a real woman or that's what makes a real adult when you have all these million and one responsibilities.
Jesus, man. She said having a kid is like being in a living hell. Whew. Boy. If y'all agree with that, y'all let me know. Y'all leave a comment. Is raising kids, is it comparable to a living hell?
Like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm speaking for myself, and I'm also speaking for all the other child free women out there, and even women who have kids but are like, I'm one and done. You know what I mean? Or I'm two and done, and that's it. Y'all got me effed up.
Mm.
So people have the right to live their lives how they want. But the reason why I say I escaped 80% of problems by not having kids is because most problems that women have in their
Mm-hmm.
lives
Mm-hmm.
tend to come from the stresses of parenthood or motherhood.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We just got us a new Revelation here. Let's explore. She, what was? Did she put a percentage on that? Damn, going it. Uh most of the stress that comes to women come from the stress of parenthood. Mm. Mm. Most of the stresses that women deal with come from the stress of parenthood. That is a interesting idea. I don't know if I completely agree with that because let me see. Not their own doings, right? Not their own. Maybe she's being hyperbolic right there. Man, we gonna explore that one. Most of the stress that women deal with today come from the stress of being a parent, maybe a single parent.
and also from whatever spouse that they're living with or choose to deal with,
Whew.
right?
And she threw the spouse up under the bus. So, from the kid and the spouse, that's where your stress is gonna come from.
It is what it is. Those are the two. A man and some kids. Those are the two major stressors in a woman's life. Of course, you got money problems, and you have all these other pieces.
Not the job. Not when she go out to the boss man, right? Maybe she got a job that's a dead end job and she doesn't like the work that she's doing, right? Maybe she's a nurse and she doesn't like dealing with the patients that come into the place, right? Maybe she sell homes and she's not satisfied with the clients because houses just aren't selling and the clients are wishy washy. They got one foot in and one foot out. Maybe she's a truck driver and she's not getting the loads that she wants because she's OTR and she's leasing a truck through one of these leasing companies. She's sitting in rush hour traffic. Hmm. There's the man and the kid, the spouse and the kid. Couldn't be those other things though. Those other things don't cause stress. Mm. We gonna look into that one.
The beauty standards and all that crap, right? But the main two things, kids and a man. And I am without both. And I plan on being without both forever.
Say what now? Now this just got more interesting right here. The fact that she said that she's making a conscious decision to not have at least a spouse. Would she say man? Do she mean that she is like no companionship whatsoever? Hmm. So women are giving up on men and women and kids, and they are choosing to secure the bag. Feminism wins again. She got her fronts all the way up. Capitalism wins again. Consumerism is on the move. I ain't mad at it, dog. I ain't mad at it. I ain't knew she was gonna say it, but she said it.
The kid thing is for sure not happening. Done, right? I can't wait till I hit menopause. So that way, nature culture would make that decision for me. Then I got to worry about it no more. But
Hmm.
the whole aspect of being in a relationship, like I don't. There's like no benefit for me to do that. Like no benefit. I see all the ways in which it can ruin my life. I see zero ways where it can make my life better. So if I take away those,
Damn. Holy moly! All right, I didn't. I wasn't expecting for this one to go this route. That she see absolutely no benefit where being in a relationship can benefit her life. That is a talking point usually for men because they don't see the benefits of being in a relationship with a woman, being married to a woman. Um, she doesn't see how being with a partner can benefit her life. Usually, partners they combine incomes and go and propel themselves further into the upper middle class. That's a fast track into the upper middle class. But she has a CDL, but it's still only one income. Take two CDL holders, right? And now y'all could double your income, double your purchasing power. No benefits, and she don't see the benefits. Maybe she feel as though the benefits doesn't outweigh the negatives, right? Like it's just not worth it. Sure, man, you may make 120K per year or 150K per year. It doesn't offset the fact that I have to share a living space with you. Come on. It doesn't offset the fact that I have to cater my emotions to be with you and around you. Come on. Your extra salary and income doesn't necessarily bring peace of mind. I can't be as spontaneous as I want to. Come on. If I want to just pick up and go this weekend, I don't have to check in with somebody. I could just get up and go. Damn. Boy, ooh. Feminism. Let's go.
two major problems that cause women the most strife in their lives. What strife do I really have to deal with now? Little stuff like don't be late to work or make sure my Amazon packages come on time. Um, my Fashion Nova jeans need to be here before Friday because I plan on taking them on my trip. You know what I mean? Those are the types of things that I worry about every day, and I want to keep it that way.
I know that's
If
right.
you think it's selfish and self-absorbed or whatever, then that's too bad. But
I wonder how old is she too, right? That plays a part. I think that'll change when she gets in her 40s because she doesn't look quite 40 yet. She look like she still in her 20s, right? Maybe the idea will change, or maybe it won't. But boy, she cooking.
plan on being selfish and self-absorbed until the day I die. Anybody who have a problem with that, that's exactly what it is. It's your problem. Scamper off and find a way to deal with it. And I'm out.
Nice. Shout out to her. I think that was the last one, man. I think that was the last one. Shout out to her, dog. What we're going to do though, we're going to check out her page, man, because I think she is a very interesting young lady, right? Like I am intrigued by her thought. 2 million likes. So what we're going to do is just go back to her page and just kind of scroll through. Ah, I swear, boy, God just be bringing this thing from from out of nowhere, dog. He just be doing it, man. So check it out. So this is her page, and this is her bio: child-free feminist. Shout out to the feminist, aspiring cat lady. Let's. There we go. There we go. We dip it in blue. This right here, this video has 1.6 million views. Let's check it out.
right? How many of you guys notice a difference when your best friend or one of your close relatives or someone announces that they're pregnant and you want to be happy for them, but you kind of know that the relationship, the friendship is pretty much about to go downhill. Um, and so, do you bail first, or do you just let them bail? Because in most cases, there are exceptions to this rule, obviously, but in most cases, with most child-free women, we notice that the friendship pretty much dies after they have kids because
I had did a video last night where there was a guy. He was saying that he was at a function with his friends and he's the only single guy there. He's not married, nor does he have any kids, but his friends, they are married with kids, and he was like basically his life doesn't matter. He started talking about his career and getting a promotion, and then they're like whoop de doo woo. They like woohoo, right? And then it's there's the toddler over there. Oh my God, he just burped. Oh, that's so sweet, right? Different lifestyles. Let's go.
have to go be a mommy. They have to be a mommy and stuff, and they have
Yeah,
to do the mommy thing.
yeah.
And now all of a sudden, you really don't want to invite them places because every time you've ever invited them, they always said they couldn't do it, either because they never had any money, or they didn't find a babysitter, or something like that. And it just slowly just
That is true, right? I'm with you on that. I've had some friends who ended up having kids, right? They couldn't find babysitters, and it really does hamper the relationship. It does. It really does. When we used to be spontaneous and just do things on the fly, you can't necessarily do that now. You got to have a babysitter in place, and it's just always something. One time I was just hanging out with a friend, and they were going through some baby daddy stuff, man, and she started crying right there. I'm like, oh man, started crying. Baby daddy issues.
die down after a while. And it happened to several of your friends over the years or whatever, and so
Yep.
you just kind of come to accept the fact that a lot of the times, not all the times, but most of the time, for most child-free women, you notice that it just starts to die down. The second part to this, they just started loading my truck just now. The second part to this is, do you back off? Do you dip? Or do you allow them to dip? Because deep down, you know that you are not the village. Now, I want you to think about that for a second, right? And when I say you're not the village, I mean you ain't finna be babysitting. Like, you know that you got your own life, you got a job, you got careers, you got hobbies, you got things you're doing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be close enough to the situation. To some degree, you miss them and you love them and you want the best for them. But at the same time, you really don't want to be too close to the situation because you really don't want them asking you to babysit. I can't be the only one.
I don't, friends. I don't think y'all would do that, right? I think you wouldn't ask your single, childless friend to babysit for you, right? Like that's not a thing, is it? That's not a thing. That can't be a thing. You know, I thought she was gonna go the route where she don't feel like being around kids. She don't want to be around kids. You know, like, hey, I have no desire. Let's see if she let's see if she says it.
I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I want you guys to chime in and let me know.
Nah, she didn't. Man, if she would have hit it on the head and say, "Yo, I have no desire of being a stepmom, a babysitter, nothing." That right there would have been wild. Or I would have been like, yeah. But asking to be a babysitter, I don't think they would. But then again, cause shit, ain't nobody asked me to babysit no kids. But I guess that's a woman thing, right? I don't know.
I've escaped
We
that.
saw this one.
Now I want to try this again. Child-free women comment only. If you are a mother, please don't comment. If you are a man, please don't comment. Sit this out. If you are
Damn.
a childless woman, I think you probably should sit this out.
Let's
For
watch.
child-free women, my last video that I did got pretty big, a little bit, I would say, and I wasn't expecting that. But
Mm-hmm.
what I noticed was that there were a lot of us. I think we made up probably about 80 or 90% of the comments. Like there were a lot of us in the comment sections. And so I want to know how many of us are out here. I really do. So I want to use this video and maybe even future videos
Okay.
for child-free women to leave their names and their locations in the comment sections, so that when other child-free women come in,
They are forming like Voltron, man. They are organizing. Let's go.
and leave their names and their locations, you guys can DM each other, vet each other, link up, depending on what city, state you're in, state, country, whatever. I don't care. However y'all want to do it, y'all do it. But I want to use my platform
Mm-hmm.
for you guys to do that. Leave your location and your name, your child free, how old you are, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just basic stuff, nothing crazy, because there's people that are crazy that will, y'all know how people are. Um, and the reason why I said child-free women, I mean childless women need to sit this out, because childless women and child-free women are not the same. I'm going to keep saying that until the day that I die, okay? You guys think you used to be childless or child-free before you had kids. No, you're not child-free.
Gotcha.
Child-free women are typically going to go to our graves not having kids. It just,
Okay, okay. Hey, man, a new revelation is unlocked. So, child free and childless, two different things, right? You could be a woman who had a child, right? And now that child is grown or no longer with us. Either way that you put it, right? So now you are childless versus a woman who's never had a kid, child free, and they have no desire of picking up the sandbag, if you will. Very interesting. And they don't want to mix the two. Y'all stand over there, that's y'all group, and this is our group over here. Child free mothers on the left, childless mothers on the right. Very interesting, young lady. Let's go.
what it is, okay?
I ain't mad at it though.
Childless women need their own space. Child-free women need our own space. Mothers need their own space. Can we occasionally all come together and break bread and support
Sure.
each other? Absolutely. But when it comes to hanging out and hobbies and things of that nature, I feel like we just all need our own space. So a childless woman is someone who really doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know herself to the point where she would have kids under the right circumstances.
Okay. There we go.
If she met the right man, some of them are infertile, so they can't, so they would adopt or whatever.
Mm.
Some women haven't met the right guy yet. Some women would have kids if their financial situation was different.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. Whatever it is,
Let's go.
you would have Doesn't matter if the economy changes. Doesn't matter if we hit the lottery and get rich tomorrow. Doesn't matter if the so-called right man comes along, right? Because I always say if he's the right man, he doesn't want kids either. If he wants kids, he's automatically not the right.
Hmm. That's an idea to explore too. So there are. I wonder if she's a virgin because I know a guy who is a virgin. I'm a I'm gonna play matchmaker just to kind of see where they at. I'm gonna play matchmaker, but he's a virgin. I don't know if he wants to have kids. You know, he says that he wants to be a stay-at-home dad, though. I mean, not a stay-at-home dad. He wants to be a stay-at-home husband because he feel as though that he's a catch. You know, he's handsome. He's 6 foot. I think he's like 6'1". Military man, no kids, no wife, goodies untouched. I think y'all would go great together. Show enough. Let's go ahead. Let's rock some more.
Right? So, under no circumstances are we going to change our mind. We don't want the responsibility. We don't want the stress. We don't
Right.
want the financial ruin. We
Right.
don't want a whole lot of stuff, right?
Mm.
We're just in different places in our lives, and I want to make this just for us. We need our own space. So, whatever city you're in, shout that out in the comments. Let everybody, I want us all to do this so that we can all meet each other. If you
I'm not mad at that. What else you gonna say?
or anything other than a child-free woman, not childless, not a man, not a mother, not some Christian evangelist talking about you guys are crazy. You need to be fruitful and multiply, right? If you come here with Bible verses and all this, I'm just going to delete you. Okay? If you're anything other than a child-free woman who knows herself, she's not on the fence. She's not like I don't know, and none of that. If you're anything other than a child-free woman, I'm going to delete your.
This woman is interesting. She is a very interesting woman. Let's keep going.
If you were so happy being child free, you wouldn't talk about it. You wouldn't make videos about it. You would just go on and live your child free life.
Man, when she blogs, Child free women were really CF. They wouldn't talk about it.
I want you guys to go with me on a little journey. I want you to visualize.
No, we're not going with Meg Thee
I don't know
Stallion.
which black women need to hear this, but the ways in which black women will complain about being the most disrespected and the least protected in the community, but then turn around and not protect and disrespect other black women, I think it should be studied. The ways in which black women will complain about there not being enough representation in the media, for one example, while simultaneously turning around and canceling every single black woman who is the representation of black women in the media, should be studied.
She rock, but she cooking.
Everything that we're going through up at this point in time is really self-infliction. Just like we talk about how the male loneliness epidemic is self-inflicted, and that's why so many of us don't give a shit about the male loneliness epidemic, myself included, why we don't care. Same concept. The stuff that black women do to each other, what y'all did to Megan Thee Stallion, I will never forgive some of y'all for what y'all did to her. The way y'all are canceling Money Long as if Money Long's supposed to kiss your ass because y'all allegedly support her, but then turn around and clown her. And we're not going to sit here and pretend like every negative comment from people in the comment sections are bots. We're not going to do that. I am so tired of y'all saying, oh, those are just bots. As if before social media existed, black people, women and men, were not clowning other black people for their skin tone and their features and their.
But she is intense. Okay. All right. Let's see what else she got up here.
In all seriousness, this child support myth or child support theory or whatever. I'm trying to find the correct term for it. Y'all can help me out in the comments. But basically, what I'm saying is that this whole idea around.
Okay, so the comment on the screen says women want the child support. You're using too much logic. Women want the child support. Dot dot dot. You're using too much logic to them. Okay, it's a poorly written statement because the grammar isn't quite right. Shout out to her for responding to uh, grammatically incorrect statements. Let's see how she work her way through this thing.
Being child support is just really not a real thing if you are not having a baby with a rich man. There's like it's not a real thing. We're not gonna sit here and pretend that getting a couple $100s or less every month in child support amounts to anything. I like to call that chump change, parking meter money. That's barely gas for the month, for the week, depending on what kind of vehicle you.
Woo. God damn.
If you are going to have a baby, I think you should go the Ebony K. Williams route, which I literally will keep promoting until the day that I unalive.
Mhm.
That's your first best option because then you don't have a man in your life trying to bother you. Your second best option would be to have a baby with a rich man, who then will most likely turn around and want nothing to do with you or your kids. 9 times out of 10. That's tricky too. It's probably like 60-40, 70-30, something like that, where you still have rich men trying to ruin your life. But typically, when they're done with you and they don't want you anymore and they don't care about what you're doing,
They're
and
gonna move on.
their next victim, they're typically not going to buy.
Golly, did she say victim? These women do not want y'all men. Okay? Even if you're rich, even if you are a provider, they look at you as somebody who will cause victims. Whew. Let's wrap this one up, man.
They'll just pay the child support and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's iffy as well because I just wouldn't risk dealing with men at all if it were me.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be your next best option. If you're dealing with broke men and men who don't have nothing else better to do, they'll just go out of their way to try to make your life miserable, even though they don't actually want anything to do with their kid. Like
Men who men who are broke will go out of their way to make women's life unbearable. Boy, shout out to her. I wasn't expecting this, but God, you did it and you didn't have to do it anyhow. These women are really turning their backs on men. Okay? They look at men as being the problem. They are leaving relationships. They are leaving the family structure behind, and they are going their own way. They are joining the incel movement because being an incel isn't limited to men. Women are being incels as well. Shit. Exhibit B. Let's go.
and Halle Bailey, for an example. Like you end up with a man like that, who's not stupid, stinking rich, but he will still go out of his way to make your life miserable because he doesn't have access to you, because he can't keep tabs on you. That's what you're gonna deal with if y'all choose to have babies with these men. But this whole child support thing, y'all can forget it. $200 a month, $50. I know women who are getting $50 a month in child support, and and quit his job every few months. Y'all can't rely on that. That's just nonsense in my opinion. If you're planning to have a baby, go the Emily Williams route. Make sure you dig through that DNA when you're getting your genetic testing and have XX chromosomes only. If you see a Y in there, abort mission. Okay? Or just be child free and just save yourself the lifelong trauma and pain
There you
that
go.
you're about to absolutely go through.
There you go.
That's my advice. Anybody,
There you go. Hey,
you're gonna be a single mother anyways. So if you just gotta have a baby, you might as well do the Ebony K. Williams route. I talked
okay.
about this on my YouTube channel about 2 weeks ago. This conversation about outfits at the gym reminds me so much of when I was younger, a child essentially, and we were told as little girls that Uncle Ted is coming over, or Uncle Tyrone is coming over, or such and such husbands are all gonna come over, and you need to go change your clothes. And it's amazing how grown people, both men and women, will put the responsibility onto children. They will blame children for the behavior of grown as men. That is what this whole gym outfit shit reminds me of. And it is so annoying because why are we blaming children for the actions of grown men? And why are we blaming women for the actions of grown as men? Why?
It's not the fact that they're blaming men for your actions and for the actions of kids. There's just a certain thing called decency. Simple.
So let me get this correct. They're offering $5,000 for women
Yeah, I
to
covered that, man. I covered that. Whoa, she is. I could go through her page all damn day, man. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up with her. If you like her content, man, she is sovereign woman, and we're going to be reviewing her videos as we move forward with this thing, man. We're going to be reviewing her videos, man, because she actually brings something to the conversation that I do believe that is beneficial. All right, so shout out to her. We're going to go ahead and give her a round of applause. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of Switching Lanes, man. This is your boy, AK Harrison, from whoisakharrison.com. I sure do hope that you enjoyed this conversation. I hope that you learned something. And if you have any questions, concerns, man, leave a comment down in the comment section, man. Until next time, we are out of this thing, man. Y'all be good. Peace.